Well, by this time we were hungry and thirsty, out of cigarettes, everything. At that time I smoked. And so I took and broke one of the windows, little panes of windows. And by that time Willie had come over. And then we raised the window, and I gave him a boost through the window, and he opened the door. And I went through the door, and we still had the homemade knives and the gas gun that we had taken from this place. And I took the gas gun, went on up inside there, and checked it out, and there was nobody in there. But the place was loaded. I mean, there was all kind of stuff in there. And there was 2 refrigerators. And after I made sure there was nobody in there, I opened one refrigerator, and there was nothing in there. I mean, it had been unplugged. I said, oh, well, maybe we're not going to get nothing. Went to the other refrigerator and opened it up, and it was full of food, and had 2 great old big 6-packs of ice-cold Canadian beer in the bottles. And first thing I did was pop the top on one of them bottles and drink that down real quick. And whoever lived there was rich. I mean, they had these giant cigars that was in the tubes, the more real expensive ones. They was laying around all over the place. So now we had beer and cigars and food. And we looked under a cabinet, and we found 6 gallons of different kinds of liquor. And then upstairs we found sleeping bags, all kind of camping equipment. The place had a color TV, stereo. I found a hunting knife. Found all kind of stuff. Found everything I needed. I just loaded it up. I brought the truck up and loaded it up, and took the color TV and the stereo, and all the food and the blankets and the sleeping bags and stuff like that. And then we went out in the woods and spent the night again out in the woods. That was a Saturday night. And we spent Saturday night in the woods, and the first thing Sunday morning, we had $5 left. And we went and found a gas station and put $5 worth of gas in the truck. They gave us about a quarter of a tank. And I kept asking people where I could sell some stuff at. They kept directing me to different places. And finally I went to this little town just outside of Vermont. And I was going to go to this TV appliance store and see if I could sell it there. And while I was there waiting, there was 2 old guys sitting out front, and we got to talking, and he asked me what I was doing, and I told him I was going to sell a television. And he said, well, heck, sell it to my buddy here, because he just got his check, and he got all kind of money. And you know, and I told him, hey, you looking for a TV? He said, yeah. I said, what you got? I said, I got a big old 4-model color TV here. It had a little bit of age on it, but you know, it still played good. And he said, how much you want for it? I said, I'll take $100 for it. He said, well, I'll give you $75. I said, mister, where's your house at? We drove back to the house and unloaded the TV. I helped him even hook it up and got it playing. It played good. No problems there. And he gave me $75 cash. And I wrote him a bill of sale for the television. Poor thing. Bill of sale wasn't worth the paper it read on. But anyway, I had $75 in. Boy, I was all happy, good to go. That's the most money I'd had since I started out. And still had the stereo and stuff on there. And we took off, and I filled the truck up with gas. I took $20 right there, and got us something to eat, and got some cigarettes and stuff. And then we bought some clothes, bought another pair of pants and another shirt each, a pair of jeans, and a pullover shirt, and a hat. And by the time we did all that, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of money left, but we had a little bit left. And we went on into Vermont, and we pulled off to some of these old campsites, and we found a tent, a big, pretty good sized tent too, big enough for 2 people. And it was not in real bad shape. I mean, it was in pretty good shape. It had some holes and stuff in it, but we patched them with plastic garbage bags. And that worked real good. and later on it rained on the tent and it didn't leak at all. So now we had a tent and all the camping equipment and the food. So we went back to the lake, and we went back there and set up the tent. And mosquitoes like to eat us up alive. And the truck got stuck. Of all things, the truck got stuck, and it wouldn't dig itself out. I mean, it just would not come out. So the next morning, I knew that I'm going to have to go get some help to get that truck out. And I went over and went to this little gift shop. And the lady said she didn't know of anybody that could help me get out. And then I walked up to this motel just up the road, and they directed me to somebody back behind the gift shop that had a four-wheel drive vehicle. So I went back there. And sure enough, he come to help me. He took me back over there and was going to pull me out. And in fact, he did pull me out. Hooked it up with a chain, and he pulled me out. And he never did see Willie. Willie stayed in the tent. And he went back like he was going to look at the places where we were stuck. But I watched him, and he looked at my tag. And he seen that North Carolina tag, and he knew too that I was on the escape. And I was one of the escapees. And I found out later that he had called